I still remember those days in Mexico City. I had to commute for over an hour to get to the office. And of course, being one of the youngest there, they will send you to all of these remote locations and all of these fun assignments that nobody wants to do when you start. So go and do all these inventory counts and go and check these other factories. So I was really going to a lot of the different places. We had factories in Mexico. So I was always commuting for more than an hour every day. But I can tell you, it really paid off, right? Because had the chance to work with a lot of different teams inside Pricewaterhouse. And it was a unique opportunity being in such a large city, and also had an opportunity to travel inside Mexico, right? So we had customers in multiple states. So I had that opportunity to go and visit. I remember one that was very unique. I had to go to one of the states where there's a lot of oil production, and went to some of those factories there, and just the smell, it was very different than a big city, right? So I was born and raised in Mexico City, and then go to a small town. It was very unique at that age. And then when I came back to the US after some of these trips, at Conagra, we did something very unique. And I think that's what really triggered a lot of my journey into the CFO. We implemented something that is called the GE workout methodology, right? So the same thing that Jack Welch used when he took over for GE, we set up the same process. We actually had the same consultants come in and help us setting this up. And I was very fortunate that the CEO of Conagra asked me to lead a part of this group. And I was getting involved with a lot of different leaders in the organization. I was involved with a lot of different parts of the organization. And that's when I started to see how everything really came together, right? It was not only about numbers. It was not only about reporting, but it's really understanding that the businesses have a mission, right? That they have problems, and that everybody needs to work together to really get these problems solved.
The assignment that you were handed gave you sort of the license to engage with senior executives across the company and engage with them where, they wouldn't have bothered you with you otherwise. I don't know how you want to put it, but it gave you the license to reach out and begin to discuss, or no, is it different?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were really empowered to work and work with the different leaders of the organization to understand the challenges that they were facing, right? And it was all type of businesses. So keep in mind, Conagra had branded products, it had ingredients, it has trading, it had a lot of different type of products. But regardless of that, the beauty of this was sitting with the leaders and understand where were their main pain points. What are the things that we can help you solve? And then they were the ones that engaged their teams at all levels in the organization. So I had the opportunity to work with people from the CEO all the way down to the factory. And it was an impressive experience. And that really helped me putting everything together and probably becoming a good CFO, and as I call it, a co-pilot of the business, right? So it's more than just partnering. It's really understanding what's happening in the business.
Alejandro, we always like to ask our guests to reflect a little bit on the personal side of things. We're wondering if there's something in general most people don't know about you, something your colleagues might be surprised to hear. Anything?
I always tell people is what you see is what you get, right? So I'm very transparent. So I'm very open. So that's good. But I'm very family oriented, right? And so I share with you that we moved from Mexico City to Omaha. That was a big change. And certainly leaving the extended family behind was a big change for us. And having, at the time, we had 2 little boys, and living and traveling so much when I was going to Asia, Europe, and Latin America, and leaving the family behind was really hard. But one of the things that I remember, and probably not a lot of people know, is I had opportunities to stay over long weekends and everything in all these great places to go and do some sightseeing. And I always told them, no, sorry, I got to go back because I had a baseball game to catch, right? So, and I can tell you that was probably one of the best things I've done, because I always came back for those weekends and just be with those little boys and just play ball or whatever it had to be done. And people sometimes don't believe me. I said, oh, you've been to India 20, 30 times and you've never been to the Taj Mahal, right? And said, no, because I had multiple opportunities, but I made the decision to come and play baseball with a 5-year-old. Well, right now, that we have proven everything that I mentioned to you in Onyx, right? That we can build fast, beautiful homes, sustainable. It is really on executing our strategy, right? So continue to support the growth and making sure that we have the right resources to support it. So it's building very strong partnerships with the different stakeholders to deliver this. So, continue our relationships with our investors. We're very fortunate to have a great set of investors that continue to support us. So making sure that we provide the information that they need. From a banking perspective, lenders, we have also built very strong relationships. We got to continue to do this. As we enter into new markets, build those same relationships in these new markets. What we've been looking at is people that can grow with us in other places. So being very fortunate that people we started to do business with, that they believe in us when we were starting, because as a startup is very different, right? So you are basically telling an idea, a dream, something you're basically going to put together. Now we can show them what we're doing. So it's different. And now these partners grow with us. So it's really about making sure that we have the resources to implement this growth strategy, and that we have the cash to support the growth, and that is profitable. So that's what we're working on.
Alejandro Castro, thank you for joining us.